Good afternoon. Today is the 13th of April, and this is part two of the slightly Shambolic shuffle around the Great British Car Journey at Ambigate, Derbyshire. We have already done part one. I also filmed inside this museum during the first sort of few months it was open. I think I filmed it in December 2021, but the cars inside here have changed significantly since I was first here. So we'll look at the sort of second section of the museum now. We'll see it does keep changing all the time. There are kind of various cars that are moving in and out. Some of them were in my driving fleet, but now in here. Some of them were in here, now we're in my driving fleet, and it just keeps going like that. We'll start off with this Rover Metro. This is a Rio Special Edition from 1994. Very, very late for a Metro. The Rover 100s came in, I think, early 95, which were like a facelift of these. But the Metro, like this one, was known as Rover 100 in other countries, actually before the 100 came out in this country, which is very confusing. Contrast here with this very early Metro from 1981, which has less than 10,000 miles on it. Very basic one. You can see this sort of less fancy front end on this one with the recessed headlamps. In fact, we'll have a look at the actual mileage of this. Looks very original indeed, this. Yes. 9,700. Wonderful. It's got not to get hit by the banner, viewers. Another MGB. This one is MGB GT V8, just before the Red Bubbers came in, which I think was late 74, early 75. And then a Princess. Now, it's not an Austin Princess. It's Princess on its own, which was a decision they took later on after the car was launched. First of all, when we were launched in 75, they were known as the Austin 1800, Austin 2200, Morris 1800, Morris 2200, and the Wolseley Saloon. And then 6 months later, they moved all the kind of normal badges off and just called them the Princess. So it's just a Princess. This is a 2200. Why it kind of looks the way it does is thanks to Harris Mann, who got his basic design kind of carried forward almost entirely unaltered, unlike the Allegro. Yeah, it's quite a high spec, this one. Is it like an HL or an HS? I think it's an HLS with spinal group. Yeah, it's an HLS, top of the range one. Just like the one that I drove in 2022 that was brown colour, brown with brown interior, owned by a gentleman called Alan. Amazing cars. The only problem is with one I drove of his, the head gasket had blown, so it wasn't the fastest. That's now been fixed. 1983 Ford Fiesta XR2 Mark 1. Very late on an Ace, one of the very last. Portsmouth plate. Excellent. Then next to it, we've got an MG Metro from 1989. I have driven one of these. I've not driven the XR2, but the MG Metro I drove actually belonged to the same person who owned a Princess. In fact, he still got it, I think, both of them. It was also an 89. Like those very much. And then Maestros. I've driven, I think, 6 Maestros on the channel. And if you want to drive a Maestro, you can actually drive a 1991 MG 2-litre injection version. This 89 Special is, yes, not as powerful and not as luxurious at all. In fact, there's nothing very special about this at all. You get a rear wiper. You don't even get a 5-speed gearbox in this one. The 4-speed older Volkswagen unit, that everything apart from the 2-litre petrol's they got a PT1 Honda derived gearbox. 1988 Mini Paul Smith edition, 1990. So from the kind of later period here, Paul Smith on the steering wheel. This is what's called a Mark 7 Mini, which is the very last shape that they actually did. Interesting colour. Ooh, and then you've got a TVR wedge here, or 350i they were sometimes called as well. Let's be careful here. Ooh, we've got a beige leather interior. It looks very much inside here like a Rover SD1, doesn't it? Which you can drive here, because I drove it on Monday, the very example that they have here. Yeah, there we go. 1988, that one, Fast and Furious. Lotus Elite 503. This is a 76. and it was once driven by Mario Andretti. Isn't that fantastic? Very sort of angular and futuristic looking for the time. Left-hand drive. Maybe he drove it in Italy or something, I don't know. Well, Aston Martin Lagonda. I was wondering if they're going to get one of these. Again, so angular looking, not angular looking, which is superb. They came out in '76. That's a relatively early one, being in 1980. And a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow of 1979. Again, special story. We haven't sadly got time. This is a Shadow 2. We've got not only the sort of front air dam, we've got headlamp wiper action going on, and we've got the Lucas, I think those are fog lights. There could be ice warning things, I can't remember. That's very nice views. I hope one day this might come onto a driving fleet, but I don't know. They don't tend to have the sort of really immaculate ones on there, which you can understand when you've just got tons of people who don't normally drive older cars having a go. I think, though, I prefer even more this very, very nice Bentley Continental T from 1996. Fast and fabulous. Yes, indeed. Lovely colour. Lots of wood on the interior. Seems like this part of the museum is a lot less busy than that part. And we've got a collection of little microcars. Sinclair C5, Peel P50. Is that a real one or a replica? Who knows? And we've got what this thing is. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, we've got the Meadows Frisky 1959. This will be a, I think a Barclay. Yeah, it's a Barclay. And this thing, my gosh, is this a Bond mini car or something? So it looks like one. I don't know, it's a Reliant. I do apologise, the two companies came together later on, 63. Gosh, this looks so sort of primitive, doesn't it? And we've got a Ford Prefect rolling chassis that was produced in 1949. Let's press the button to see if this thing will actually work. Oh yes. Working away there. Crankshaft rotating, camshaft actuating, gearbox and clutch going around. Let's just see again. Can you see anything else? Oh yeah, you can see the valves actually moving there. And there is a Ford Prefect, 1953. Very late Prefect of this generation because the side valve engine ones, or rather the, I can't remember what they were called now, the sort of square ones came in 53. So then we've got this mystery car, this 1974 Vauxhall Victor FE, which seems to be a total mystery as to why this was sort of left. It's got like 50 miles on the clock or something. There's no plate on it. Nobody seems to know like why it was sort of laid up in the way that it was. 1995 Ford Mondeo. Most of these just aren't in this condition anymore. This is quite a basic one. It'd be like a little LX saloon or something. It's soon before the Mark IIs came out, which is late '96. Then we've got Range Rover Vogue, which is 1998. Vogue 50. Is that the anniversary of the magazine or something? Facelift Rover 75. This is a 2004 2.5 V6 Connoisseur SE. And Richard Ashley, the chap who actually owns this museum, he loves Rovers. He tends to use, I think, a 600 or a 75 on a daily basis. He really likes it. And there we go. This one's nice. Cruise control on that one. Then, of course, MG ZR from 2003. Only 5,000 miles on this. Looks very, very nice indeed, doesn't it? Today I'm here for the long ships and octagons day one event. So yeah, very appropriate. They've got a nice one of these, and you can actually drive, I think, a TF Spark on the fleet. 1990 Lotus Esprit. This was after the first sort of major redesign that these had. I can't remember what they actually call these particular ones. It's still got the Marine door handles, so they're not the sort of the next one, which then put some Vauxhall Cavalier door handles on it. And then the later ones, they kept going until 2004, which is crazy. 1991 Ford Sierra Gear. Yes, now this looks lovely actually. You can drive a 2-litre GLS Sapphire here at the museum, which I have done, but I prefer this one because it's an automatic. Rover 820. I wonder what actual model this is of the 820. It says 97. It's cloth interior, so it won't be a Sterling or anything. I can't remember the name of this colour now. It's Caribbean blue, I forget now. 1991 Jaguar XJS V12 convertible. I have driven this car. They switched it for another XJS actually on the driving fleet. I was a bit disappointed with it because of the interior being so cramped, and also the roof was leaking a bit. That's why it's got a cover on the seat, because the roof was leaking a bit. And unfortunately on the day that I drove it last year, it wasn't so good. They've got another one actually on there. It's a 3.6 manual one they've got. Ooh, an F1 car. 1988 Lola LC88 Formula 1 3.5 V8 Cosworth petrol. Fabulous. And then something a lot more modern, an Aston Martin Vantage. It's a manual one. That must be about 2010, that one. 420 horsepower, 4.7 litre V8. Well, Baden Powell's car. Baden Powell, of course, founder of the Scout movement. If you go to Brownsea Island, which is in Poole Harbour, then that's the site of the original Scout weekend away. This particular one's 1929 Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce 20, this one. It's not one of the early 20s. They have a horizontal slat grille. It's a vertical one. There we go. Right, I think that's it from here. Part 2 of a slightly shambolic shuffle around the Great British Car Journey 2024. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and do a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for even more incorrect information.